Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about the topic called regulatory systems of the body in the physiology. Okay, so here the name itself indicates the regulation of and what is the regulatory and what are the systems of the body that should be regulated or it is regulated by its own by our own body. See, as we know, discussed in the previous topic, homeostasis. So, to maintain the homeostasis, someone should be there to regulate the systems of the body. So, that is what we are going to discuss about. That is called as regulatory systems of the body. Now, now we will come one by one. If we talk about the nervous system, which is a major system in our body, as you know, the nervous system is composed of three major parts: the sensory input portion, the central nervous system, or the integrative portion, and the motor output, and the another one is motor output portion. See here, the nervous system is divided into two parts. One is the sensory, that is called as input portion. Why the sensory system is called as input portion? Because whatever the senses we feel, it is taken to the brain. So from the external source, whatever senses we get, for example, if someone touches on our skin, we get a feeling of touch sensation, which is taken from outside to our brain through skin. So this is called as an input portion. Okay. And the motor is called an output portion, because if someone touches and if we don't want him to or her to touch us, we generally ask them to remove the hand, or we take the hand with our hand too. So what we are doing, we are doing an action in response to the sensory input we received, and the action is against to the sensory function which we have received, that input portion. So here motor is called as an output portion, because we are responding to the sensory input which we have received previously to get the desired result. So the result will be output, whether to remove the hand, whether to catch the hand. Okay, so motor system is called as output portion. And here the sensory receptors detect the taste of the body and its surroundings. For example, receptors in the skin alert us whenever an object touches the skin. So here the sensory input, how it is taken. For example, on the skin we have got sensory receptors. So these receptors will send the signals of touch sensation through the skin to the brain. And another example is the eyes. Eyes are also sensory organs that give us visual image of the surrounding area. And another one is ears are also sensory organs. Whatever the external sound we get outside from our body is carried by our ears to the brain. So these are also called as sensory organs, the ears giving an input to our brain. So, and the central nervous system as on the whole is composed of the brain and the spinal cord. Those are the two major parts of the central nervous system. Okay. An important segment of nervous system is also called as autonomic nervous system. One is called autonomic nervous system. So what is autonomic nervous system? It operates at a subconscious level and controls many functions of the internal organs. So what is subconscious level? So even without our knowledge, while we are at sleep, our heart keep on beating and our respiration goes on taking place. So and the digestion also goes on taking place. So are we consciously controlling while we are sleeping these functions? No. So these are all controlled subconsciously without our knowledge, right? So how they are controlled is by mechanism called the autonomic nervous system. Okay, so this autonomic nervous system is a subconscious system which controls the heart rate, respiratory rate, and a digestive process. Not only that, so many other things are controlled by autonomically without our knowledge or effort. So this type of control is called in the nervous system is called the autonomic nervous system. okay, which occurs at the subconscious level. Coming to the regulatory system, another important thing which plays a major role are the hormones. So, hormone systems which are located in the body are endocrine glands, uh, organs and tissues that secrete chemical substances called hormones. Understand? So, what are hormones called? The chemical substances that are secreted by the endocrine glands, the organs and tissues are called the hormones. So, what happen? What are the functions of the hormones? As we all know, there are different types of hormones: thyroid hormone, parathyroid hormone, right? So, these are the hormones which helps in regulation of various parts of the body, and each hormone has a specific regulatory function in our body. Understand? So, for example, thyroid hormone increases the rates of most chemical reactions in all the cells, thus helping set the set the tempo of the bodily activity. For example, thyroid hormone is secreted by thyroid gland. So, when the thyroid hormone is more, it is called as hyperthyroidism. When the thyroid hormone is less, we call it as hypothyroidism. When the thyroid hormone is very high, so many things will occur that will affect the individual life. When it is also very less, that is called as hypothyroidism. When the thyroxine is not present in our body, the heart rate will decreases. It leads to bradycardia, and the regulation is disturbed. So here, when the thyroid hormone is very high, it is called as hyperthyroidism, which increases the heart rate. It leads to tachycardia. So like that, these hormones do regulate our functions of various systems in our body. So these hormones should be in their range. When the range is broken, it will cause adverse effects to our body. So our systems like a cardiovascular system, respiratory system, and all other systems and GI systems are regulated to be in a proper manner to function normally by these hormones. So these are called the regulatory hormones, and these are all come under regulatory systems. Understand? And one more thing is integumentary system. So what is the integumentary system? Here you see we have some appendages, the skin and its various appendages, including the hair, nails, glands, and other structures. So the integumentary system is nothing but the hair. So on the skin we find a hair, right, and nails, and some sweat glands, sebaceous glands are found on the skin. See, the skin actually acts as a cushion with underlying subcutaneous fat and protect the deeper tissues and the organs of the body, and generally provide a boundary between the body's internal environment and the outside world. If you do not have the skin and subcutaneous fat, our internal organs will be exposed to the environment, which is not good. Understand? So these integumentary systems along with the skin helps and regulate the internal body temperature by sebaceous glands, by providing sweat in the summer, and by not losing water in the winter regions. Like that, it also regulates the body temperature. Understand? Like that. The integumentary system is also important for temperature regulation and excretion of waste, and it provides a sensory interface between the body and external environment. The skin generally comprises of about 12 to 15% of the body weight. So this is a neat bit. The skin generally comprises about 10 to 15% of the body weight. So these are some of the examples of the regulatory systems of our body. So we have understood what is the regulatory systems. So to function all the various systems in our body, someone should be there to regulate properly. Understand? So from the childhood onwards to the adult stage, we as a person grows, it happens in a ordered manner. So how that happens is by release of certain hormones at a particular age. See, a person becomes matured at the age of 16, and woman gets matured at the age of 13 to 14. So why it happens at that specific age is because everything is regulated and genetically programmed in our body. So at the age only the specific hormones for puberty are released, and the things will occur. So this is called as a regulator system of the body, right? Thank you.